Well, welcome to the 9 o'clock hour of the week of Volunteer Week. And again, I just want to express my appreciation and thank you. And we've got our special guests here that are special to us here. If it wasn't for these two special guests, this place wouldn't even have appeared here because of the fact that they are the ones who dreamed this up years ago, and all you guys backed them and helped them out as volunteers. And right now I'm going to invite Dr. Lynn Rogers and Donna, his wife, who's taking her jacket off right now, and looks really nice today in a real beautiful green. And if you two want to come on in, come on in. And why don't you guys give them a clap out there? Yeah, okay, I hear it. Not bad, huh?
Hey, thank you.
Hello.
And then I'm going to also invite in here Heidi and Judy Thone. Come on, Heidi. Come on, Judy. Come on in. And why don't you guys take a seat? I'm going to just stand behind you. Go ahead and take a seat. Okay. Judy, over here. I'm going to stand behind you guys and hand you the microphone. But we're going to let these two talk about the volunteers, Dr. Rogers and Donna Rogers, doctor. And we're going to go through that here real quick and have a little bit of fun and listen to his short stories. Okay, just a minute.
Oh, you know how I am. I just don't know what to say except thank you, because so much would not happen without you guys. You make so much more happen than otherwise would be possible. And so, and there's so many kinds of volunteers that I hate to just get started because I'd leave somebody out.
I'm sure we're going to too, Lynn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but yeah, very much appreciated and thank you. And we're volunteers too. So is Judy. So we're just glad to be part of it.
Do you remember who your first volunteer was? Your very first volunteer, not including Donna.
Oh.
Your first volunteer. Can't include family members.
Oh.
I'm going to test his. Well, by the way, he just had a birthday last Saturday, didn't he?
You can't expect a lot out of me because I'm 77 now.
We didn't expect it out of you at 76.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to try to exceed expectations. So, boy, who was the first volunteer? I can't think.
I think you should ask your wife.
Well, you were here doing all the programming and everything, so you would know better than me who was volunteering.
Boy, I don't know. It was really just everybody volunteering from the beginning.
It was a group of, well, from the board, the early board, they were the volunteers. And, you know, so I think if you go back that far to the early meeting.
How many years ago was that?
Well, we had our first meeting to make this. We had our first meeting to make this place in '94, and then we formed an official nonprofit and just kept meeting monthly for over 10 years. And you know, we kept the momentum going, but weren't making great progress. Then all of a sudden things came together, and it was unbelievable. And then Lily Fans came along in 2010, and that really put us on track. So it's just it's a long story.
Okay, well, I'm surprised he didn't want to go into that long story, but that's okay. You know, we understand. He's got a lot to do today, and I promised him he wouldn't have to be here a real long time, and I don't think I broke too many promises.
No.
But have I?
Well, I hope not.
But I'm going to let Judy ask Donna and Lynn a question, and then I'm going to let Heidi ask him a question.
Oh.
Well, this is not a trick question, but, you know, here we're sitting in the Ecology Hall, and we've got the Bear Center and everything, you know, so far to date, you know, because we've made a lot of progress these last few years. Are we the volunteers and the staff you've got here, are we close to achieving your vision?
Your original vision.
Original vision.
Because I want him to have a new vision.
That was an easy question, Doc.
A leading question?
No, easy. That was
Oh,
an
easy.
easy one. Yeah. Softball.
With all the thinking that people have kicked in, all the brains out there in lily fan land, all the donations, we have far exceeded anything I ever dreamed of.
Well, that's good to hear. And how about you, Donna? What do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Well,
Remember his visions?
it keeps changing and getting better and better, and I think along the time, I mean, who would have guessed it could expand to this beautiful 2 buildings, and with all the things inside of it, that we thought 1 building would be great, but now look at, you can't see, maybe you can look around here. It's just amazing what he's done, what you've done to help him create this.
That's nice to hear, and I know that they'd like to talk more about it, but I'm going to give the microphone to Heidi now and let her ask a question.
Thanks, Scott. My question is, Lynn, you had mentioned that you two are both volunteers as, well as founders of this place. What has been your favorite project as a volunteer that you've worked on? Your favorite project?
Well, I think it was fun last summer to have those monarchs hatching and showing the people the chrysalis and tagging them, letting them go, watching them fly away. That was really, really interesting, and people liked that. So I'm hoping to do it again this year with another added thing. There's a parasite that monarchs get, and there's a special tape that you can capture that parasite, and I'm hoping that maybe we could try that, send it into, I think it goes to Georgia, and they see if the monarchs here have that parasite, I guess. I have to read more about it, but it's the OE parasite. So anyway, that's what I can think right now was very interesting last summer.
What was that? What was your favorite project, Lynn?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it's really a way of life more than any specific project. Every day there's something different. Lately we've been putting together pictures for the upper walls of the Bear Center part because we saw how that kind of brightened up this room with lights on those, and so and there's so many stories to tell with those pictures. Stories that people, that Lily fans know, but we want to get some of that out to everybody.
Well, as the Bear Center and the Northwoods Ecology Hall moves forward, my question to both of you is, I have challenged Lynn a couple weeks back, I think. I said, Lynn, I need you to come up with a new vision.
Oh, I know what it is.
And I said, I need you to come up with a new vision. And I said, what you could do, for those of you out there that don't know, I don't want to keep secrets, because Lynn ain't about secrets. I told him, why don't you think about it while you're watching tennis, while you're laying in bed. And I think you came up with one, didn't you, Lynn?
Well, the biggest challenge that we have right now is how do we build sustainability, and that's the focus. Once we've got this place, the message established, the look established, then it's how do we sustain it. And I mean, the best hope for that is that many Lily fans include the Bear Center in their wills. And so, I mean, we are, and Judy is, and a number of other staff people are, and the more we can have of that, the more we can be assured of getting the message out for decades to come.
Well, that's a good vision to have. I love the word sustainability. I think that Judy would agree, and Heidi would agree, And sustainability is what it's all about, and growth, and growth at the North American Bear Center and Ecology Hall is important, and I think that our new grand entrance, Lynn and Donna, is really, really going to enhance the visual aspect of driving by here, and they're going to want to say to themselves or their family, we need to go there. Am I correct? I did ask out earlier, just a few minutes ago, that's why I was texting on my phone, to ask the volunteer group out there a question. If they had one question they'd come up with. They did come up with a question. It's a toughie. Kind of puts a lot of pressure on us as a group. But Lynn, they asked this hard question. I'll give you the microphone.
Okay.
It says, what can you tell us about looking for another cub? Is there any plans in the future?
Well, a couple of years ago, we tried very hard to get a yearling that somehow had been raised by people, and when the DNR in that state in Wisconsin went in to confiscate it, I don't know why, they just scooped it up in their arms. It was just completely accepting of people. It would have been the perfect bear for us here. And then, anyway, the DNR said no here. Then the Attorney General's office said you have no right to say no. And then, but pretty soon it was too late. So we've been on our eyes open for something that would fit in here, a socialized young bear to grow up here and be playful, play with Lucky, play with Holly. That was our intent for the other one. It was a playmate for Holly, but then Lucky became the playmate, so that worked out okay. And we just we could use another bear. We want to make sure that there's bears down in front, visible all the time. And on the other hand, our behind-the-scenes tours are extremely popular, going up and meeting Ted. So, but we could use another bear.
That was a great answer. We've got one more, and that's we're going to hold it to 2 questions here. And we know there's a lot of great ones out there, but they want to know what is the biggest thing wild black bears in America need from people to ensure mutual coexistence?
Understanding.
Yep.
That's what we're about here. Teach the truth about them. Don't always try to scare the public. Many agencies, they're worried about liability, so they teach, bears are dangerous. Be careful. Of course, be careful, but they're not the dangerous animals everybody thinks. And about one black bear out of 1 million kills somebody. Compared to people, U.S., 1 out of 18,000 is all commits murder. And so, I mean, everything can be dangerous, but black bears are just so timid and so unlikely to attack that, well, our experience, our safety record proves that. We couldn't do what we do with them if they were like people thought. So we just want people to learn the truth about them, and when they do, they want to coexist. Eagle's Nest community right here that we're studying is a perfect example of that. When somebody started feeding the bears, and their neighbors came over and got to know what the bears are really like, then about 12 people were feeding them, and the community was accepting them, kind of taking ownership in them. There's been a few new people come in that can't get over their fear, but in general, the community is accepting of bears, and that means that there's practically no bear complaints coming from it, no bear problems. There's no such thing as a bad food year, because when other bears are breaking into houses and just desperately looking for food, the bears there have 12 places to go. Anybody that doesn't want to see them can just remove their attractants, and the bears move on. They've got a place to go. In the other places, when people remove their attractants in the years when things are very bad in the woods, that just is removing the buffers against house break-ins, and you have the only food left is inside, and you got a lot of bears doing that. So it's not that they're trying to attack, they're just trying to get food. And so, we're going to be talking about some of this at the International Bear Conference up in Alaska in mid-June, actually on June 13th. So that's all I know about that.
You know, it's kind of funny, but you take a look at what you know, and I know you know a lot more.
Let's say that.
You know, I know you do.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk about our other major volunteer, and that's Donna Rogers. And I'm going to talk about how you drive down 169. First thing you see now is nice cleared area with some inviting flags that we've got that show the North American Bear Center. But what is the biggest eye-catching thing that we see when we're going to go by at a lower level? We see beautiful gardens. We see flowers. We see just a well-manicured looking area of nice wildflowers and all different varieties of flowers out there that are well-maintained and kept up. I've seen her out there in the rain. I've seen her out there when it's been cruddy, because it can be not just raining, but cold and rainy. I've seen her hauling straw, hay, bags, you name it, she's hauled it. I've seen her dragging hose out there that leaked and figuring out that the faucet didn't work. I've seen her hauling stuff out of her car that she got a great bargain for down at the local Shopko, and was all excited about it. And again, using that, and I've seen her develop new gardens, Lynn. I know that all you out there are doing the same exact thing as volunteers. You're just continually pulling your weight, working in whatever conditions are out there to help us out and to help move us forward in sustainability. But Donna, just talk to us for a minute about your gardens, please.
They are colorful because in the spring the poppies come up and then the tulips arrive. I see that they're poking up through the dirt right now. So that's fun to see. It's very bright and cheery and brings that section there alive when you drive by. Then other things bloom at different times, and you try to keep something blooming all the time, and that's good for the pollinators too, because they need flowers right from the start. So I'm trying to learn more about that. You do have to know quite a bit, and which I do not know right now. I'm just working on it. So I'd like to put signs up that tell what pollinators come to each plant, and I'm working on that right now. So it's a continual thing, and it's a continually learning thing. So I enjoy it, and I just, it's fun to be outside, and people always come around and say things that are fun, people with gardening experience. And I think we've expanded as much garden as we can right now. We've got different sections here, and I don't know if we want to have any more than what we have right now, because that's enough to take care of and keep it maintained. So, but we'll see. You never know. Future always changes. So,
My old feeling about gardening is where there's grass, there's garden. Because it's less to cut and it looks better by far. But I also want to let you guys know that we have a really cool treat out there. We've got a classroom in, I believe it's New Jersey, watching right now, and we want to just thank you for watching, classroom out there. We all want to say hi to you. You're all about education and black bear learning and bringing us forward, aren't they? There's a classroom out there watching us.
Wonderful, wonderful. And there's so many volunteers out there doing so many things just kind of quietly without recognition. But then you hear about it and you think, wow, there's so many people out there that care. That's the basic thing.
And all those classroom students that are watching right now, someday, you may be a volunteer at the North American Bear Center or a distance learning. You may even visit us. In fact, I would encourage you guys, all those young kids out there and the teacher that's helping us out to come visit the North American Bear Center. It is really a neat deal. And soon we're going to be starting our educational programs that are going to be at 11, 1, and 3, or 4, I'm sorry. And, you know, Ely time, that is. You're right. They always are correcting me, and that's good. That's good. We need correcting, don't we, Lynn?
Well, we get plenty of it.
But, you know, you know, I tried to, well, I won't go any further than that. Lynn and I know when to keep it safe, don't we?
That's right, absolutely.
Yep. And again, we want to thank everybody out there as volunteers, and I'm going to hand it to Donna and Linda, Donna and Linda, to close this out. Sorry, Linda. If you want to close this out and say,
I've had a girl's name all my life. Linda isn't that bad.
oh well, good.
So the only thing I can say is what I always say is just thank you. And I realize how much would not be happening if it weren't for volunteers and all the Lily fans out there.
That's right. You're right. Donna, you want to say a last word?
Thank you for those who have donated plants and flowers and come up with advice. I appreciate everything. You've been wonderful, and thank you for saying the nice things you do. It's encouraging.
Alrighty, with that, I'm going to let Lynn get back to work because we're putting pressure on him, Judy and I, and a couple others out there to get things done for us. So I promised him he'd only be here a short period of time. Correct?
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and let you two go.
Okay.
And I'm going to do an impromptu quickly. And Heidi, if you want to go do what you need to do, I'm going to bring Mo over here. He was expecting to go later, but I like to do these impromptus. So let's all stay on line for just a second. And Heidi, if you want to stay, you can, or you can go back, whatever you want to do. But I want to just talk to Mo, and he's bringing Donna back in. This is cool. This is good. You got to choose a guest.
I did.
This is you know, usually we're on the other end, and Mo's telling me what to do.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Kathy, or Judy, or Heidi, or whoever. Never Donna. She's always really nice.
The reason I brought Donna back was I'd like to ask Donna one question. And last fall, there was a real interest in the monarch butterflies, and you were talking about getting some milkweed planted here at the Bear Center, you know, to attract some monarch butterflies. I'm just wondering if that's gone anywhere, if that's still the plan to plant milkweed here.
Well, I'm going to let Donna answer that because I'm brain dead with all the stuff we've got going on in other areas.
We did put seeds out for the two different kinds, the common milkweed and the rose milkweed. Oh, and they are, Sharon's telling me that they are growing. They're about a foot high. So I don't. Well, anyway, we have seeds out and we do have milkweed growing, but you have to find a good location for it. And last fall we put out the seeds so they'd be overwintering. So I'm hoping they come up, and we do have milkweed, the butterfly milkweed growing already in the back by the bear pen, but it's protected by the electric fence, so no one will hurt it. But yeah, it's coming up, and it will eventually grow here at different places.
Thank you, Donna.
Thanks, Donna.
That's
And,
what I wanted to know, because I know you showed a real interest last year in the monarchs and their journey in that. So, yeah, excellent.
Okay, we won't bring you back for a few more minutes. But I'm just curious about that milkweed coming up because I'm trying to figure out how it's pushing through ice. We were just below zero this last Saturday.
I know, and there is some bare spots out there. So, and Sharon just gave us the thumbs up over there that it's magic. Okay, Sharon just said it's magic, and it's that high.
It must be magic. There must be something else growing out there that she's seeing. You know? I gotta have her show me that. I'm gonna take pictures of it and send it to you guys because that's pretty awesome. It really is.
It is. Yeah.
Maybe it's up alongside the building where the heat hits. Wait, the sun don't hit that side, does it?
No, not really.
But anyway, let's get back to the Mo show. And as we talked to Mo, we all know that he's very talented, can play guitar, can write songs. We're not going to have him sing a song this year, which I think he's kind of bummed out about.
Yeah, not really.
No, I guess he's not. But, as a volunteer goes, I mean, Mo, again, I know there's a ton of people out there to do a ton of things, and I don't want to take anything away from anybody that does anything, but Mo's a local, kind of close person, but when he does come up here, and he's very, very good about email and saying, what's going on, what do I got, give me something, and I'm kind of hyping that a little bit, but he's always on top of trying to get things out to you guys out there. And I think he drives about 110 miles one way, picks up some really hot, steamy rolls, and everybody looks forward to the sugar high that day.
Yep.
And I'm trying to figure out where volunteering fits in and buying rolls for us, but it's pretty cool. And I just want to say thanks to Mo as a volunteer, and by thanking Mo as a volunteer, I'm thanking everybody out there again. I really am, Mo. Thank you so much.
And I understand that, and the reason that, I get some recognition from the other people through the videos, this and that. I understand that, but I feel extremely blessed to live so close to the Bear Center.
Right.
So that's the reason for that. The trips up here are a joy. I get up here in an hour and 50 minutes. So I feel extremely fortunate that I live as close as I do. So
I thought you told me last time it was an hour and 52 minutes.
well, somewhere in there, plus or minus one.
Okay. Mo and I are timely people. But I gotta tell you though, I know that you're part of Team Forward also, which really helps out at the Wildlife Research Institute quite a lot. And I know you can speak for that group that again did a fabulous job on the grounds around the research center.
Sure, and and we had a Team Forward meeting last night, and we're planning our spring projects. And Dr. Rogers might have some more brush he wants cut out on the right-hand side, looking down at the lake from the cabin. Now, the cabin is the WRI; it's what they call it. So we're planning these things. And in the winter months, Team Forward isn't all that busy, but we stay in touch and have meetings just to stay in the groove. And we got projects coming up. There's another one, the roof on the garage out at the WRI, the cabin, needs a new tarp and that. So those things are in the work, and we assign people within our team, and there's only 6 of us, to be the project leader.
Okay.
And Jackie Runyons is the project leader this spring, and she's the one that talks to Dr. Rogers and gets the go-ahead and what date, just the planning aspect of things. So, yeah, it's fun. It's the best. One of the best things about volunteering is you get to meet such great people, and that's the side benefit, that we become excellent friends. And Sarah Perro is going to be showing up here in just about an hour.
Really?
Yes, she's looking at houses in the Ely area.
Oh,
Now, she
wonderful.
has a cabin up here, but she has the day off from University of Minnesota Duluth, so she's going to do the pop-in here and just say hi to folks and that. But she's on our team. Just make good friends, and that's kind of the neat thing of it.
Yeah, and I can say that I've met some wonderful people out there, and in fact, everybody I've met has been great. And I've developed some friendships out there too, and it's really a lot of fun to get to know the volunteers and have fun with them. And of course, in my style, I like to pick on people, and I like to laugh and have fun. And yet there's a professional side too, but I really, really enjoy the volunteers, and we're just touching base on one group.
Oh, sure.
One group of many.
Sure.
Am I right?
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, and when you take a look at, fortunate enough to have a local group, extremely fortunate to have distant groups, extremely fortunate to have distance leaders, and extremely fortunate to have our volunteer coordinator here, and the 2 volunteer coordinators that were on before are still well involved in it, helping out. But what a group. I mean, what a group, and thank you so much.
You bet. And one of the things that, or one of the groups that are kind of the unsung heroes are the moderators. The moderators on Lily's page,
Yep.
and as well as the moderators on Pond Chat.
Yeah.
Now, the Pond Chat moderators are more known than lily moderators, but they do such a great job behind the scenes, and they keep track of those pages, and they make sure that things are kept decent, and so on and so forth. But they do a good job, and then hunting season comes around in the fall, and everybody gets on edge, so their jobs are peaked a little bit because they have to do things, settle people down.
Yeah,
and
right.
But yeah, you're right, Scott. There's just an awful lot of people out there volunteering and that behind the scenes, and
Well, I'm going to give Mo a quick hug here, and that is extended to everybody out there. And he likes these hugs. I know he does. And I can always tell when somebody don't like a hug is the one I like to hug. And right now, really, I want to say thank you, and thanks to everybody out there. And I really thank
I have one
Dr.
more-
Rogers and Donna. They have one more thing, and Donna has one more thing. She's coming with her book of flowers. We just have a really long event now. You're not going to have time to videotape.
And I know, but I have one more thing.
Go for it. This is good.
Okay, well, I just want to say that when I walked in this place this morning, I hadn't been up here for about 3 weeks. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Thank you.
When you come by the cash registers in front and you look down and you see the bull moose and how open it is, and I was just reading some of the signage on the displays out there, and like about Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend who got killed by a grizzly, they have a story there, the what happens, the why. But things are short, sweet, to the point, and the camping exhibit just takes your breath away. And we're going to get some video in a little bit, but the whole thing, I just want to say that truly amazing. And I think back 6 years ago when I first came up, it's just, there are no words to describe the improvements that have been made.
Wonderful.
And I just want everybody to know, boy, if you get a chance to come to Ely, if you've been here, come back again. But if you've never been here, it is really something to see. And right now, J Mac and Sharon are out there finishing up on pedestals, but it's truly amazing, Scott. That's all I wanted to say.
And thank you, Mo. But again, a lot of this wouldn't happen without donations and volunteer hours. And volunteer hours equate to dollars. They really do. They equate to dollars because ultimately it saves us time. And I'm going to keep going back to volunteers because there again, thank you, Mo. Really, no, thank you for bringing that up. But it is an experience that we want to wow them from 169, Highway 169, all the way to the back bathrooms.
Sure.
In the very far back here. And it's just it's a process. And everything is a process. And one of my dear friends out there would say, call to action. It's a call to action. And she loves that word, call to action, Lucy does. And I'm going to let you just tell about your flower book there. I'm guessing you got a wildlife flower book?
Well, the milkweed. I have the scientific name of the milkweed that we have growing because it's terrible to say the common names because they're all different and they mean, in different areas, it's different flowers. So the butterfly weed is the Asclepias tuberosa.
Oh.
That's the orange one. I don't know if you can see the picture.
They probably can't. The camera don't have real good color. I'm sorry. You can take it up to the lens. Should we move up closer?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it that one?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one right there.
Okay.
We're going to
I
take
have
it up.
to keep
What's that called
taking-
again?
Asclepias tuberosa.
Asclepias tuberosa.
That grows up here.
It is.
Very
I don't know, Mo, you can see the lens there. I hope everybody can see it. We're doing our best here. That camera is one of the old cameras. It's an old generation camera, and we're going to be doing a lot with that stuff later on. Okay, and you got another picture?
And that one is growing in my yard very well, so I transplanted some of it over here, brought some of the seeds over, and it's doing very well here. Then the next one is the common milkweed. That's Asclepias syriaca.
Asclepias syriaca. Sounds like a drink that I had.
And I hope I'm saying these correctly. I haven't heard anyone else pronounce them, so if
I think
you
you're doing a
see
great
there,
job.
Then you can let me know if that's the correct pronunciation.
Okay.
Okay, that's the one that you see along the ditches mostly up here. But the common one up here, the one that's more native, is this Asclepias incarnata. But I don't see a lot of that. I see more of the common milkweed growing here in the ditches.
We don't know how this is turning out. Maybe next time, Scott, if we had a monitor here or something, you know, just to see what I'm showing. 'Cause I may
We're always trying to improve.
What's that?
So we're going to show a quick one. What is it?
Asclepias incarnata.
Asclepias incarnata.
And that would be more native up here for this area, but
Okay.
I don't see a lot of it, but maybe other people do.
All right. That's really cool that you did that. That really gives us a good idea.
And we're trying to grow all three kinds so that there's a choice for the butterflies
Okay.
and the bees.
You know, what she's really telling you is there's a purpose for this. We get the visitors who enjoy the gardening looks, the visuals, but what they don't understand is Donna has a purpose, and the purpose is to get pollinators to be able to feed off of all this beautiful stuff. Monarch butterflies to lay their caterpillars on those, which I used to raise a lot of those years ago. And believe me, I know collecting milkweed can be a real fun thing. It is, and I enjoyed it.
And the bees, too. The bees are very important. With their numbers declining, it's so important to have flowers for them to feed on, because we sure don't want there to be a shortage of bees, or we won't have the food that we do.
Well, see, it all kind of is a big circle, ain't it?
No doubt about it.
So again, we thank you all there, and we've got all of our friends here. Here's Donna. Look at that. We're all huddled up together, and we want to say thank you. Bye now, and we'll see you probably in a short period of time. What time we got?
About 5 minutes.
No. Anyway, we'll see you at the top of the hour, and we'll be having some fun there. Thank you.